Hi, we're TAT, and you're watching Dying Scene Sessions, presented by
Punkvideosrock.com.
Hey guys, Robert Herrera here with Dying Scene Sessions on Punkvideosrock.com. I'm hanging out with the band TAT today.
How's it going?
How's it going, guys?
Good, thank you. Hanging out by the LA River.
Nice.
The beautiful LA River.
It's not so hot today, so feels pretty good.
Yeah, we're in the shade. It's beautiful.
So you guys are here in LA. You guys are from London, so what's going on here in LA?
We're here. We've just played some shows, both on the East Coast, and we came over here to the West Coast a few days ago to play a show at the Viper Room, just to play some new stuff that we've been recording over the last few months, new material for a new record.
What could you let us know about this record? We've been waiting about almost 2 years for this.
It's awesome. I suppose the wait feels like it's only been about a year for us because we toured so much on the last record. We just did 5 years straight. So we stopped touring for a year and took a break. And I guess our fans really felt that year when we came around to make the second record. Now we've just spent this year on it. But people are like, hey, it's been fucking ages. It's been 2 years. So, you know, we're getting there. But we definitely needed that year off. And I think it's definitely made for a better record and made for, you know, better headspaces.
Now, as the band's point of view, how do you guys feel when fans are currently like asking for new music? Is it irritating? Is it awesome? Or how do you guys feel about that?
No idea how irritating
Yeah.
you guys are.
Yeah, why would you?
We have lives too. We like to go to the beach and not write stuff, you know. You just go to your day job. No, okay. No, we're flattered that people want more.
Yeah.
You know, if people weren't asking, we'd be like, hang on a minute. Do we suck? You know? Hopefully we don't.
Well, the
and
question
thank
is, do
you.
we swallow? We definitely suck. But I think it's more a bit sad that when people ask, we can't immediately deliver. And it excites us. It excites us to know that there's demand, and we're actually going to be putting out an EP in a month's time of stuff that didn't make the first or second record, but stuff that we're attached to that we really like, that we've wanted to put out. It was just more of a matter of, you know, not having 25 songs on one record and thinking that we would maybe put them on something else. So for the sake of giving people new stuff and enjoying a connection with our fans and playing live and whatever, we will be putting out about 5 songs in about a month's time. But we will be announcing it. We'll be putting stuff up on the Facebook and the MySpace, the Twatface, all of that. And then, following that, 2012, we'll be dropping our next record. And I just hope it's worth the wait. I mean, for us so far, I think it's definitely worth the time we've spent. And, you know, you guys saw it live at the show the other night, 3 or 4 songs. So I'm hoping you feel the same.
How was reception from the crowd for the new songs?
It was good. Yeah, it's a little bit different. No, we're pleased. It's a little less pop punk because we've evolved a little bit. You know, we're a lot older now. Well, I am.
I'm still a baby. Suck my dick. But I actually was blown away. I was blown away by people's responses because it was a little nerve-wracking, you know, with the song like Push Up On Me. It was just like, okay, how are people going to react to this? Because it's got more of a beat under it, and it's a fuck song, baby. You know, it's a fuck song. We don't do no fuck songs. So it was just, you know, how would our fans react to a fuck song? But, you know, I'd like to think that our fans have sex too, and you know, that there are more substantial
Good to know.
lyrics.
I hope you do out there, as long as it's safely.
Yeah, wear a condom, and I'm talking about the fans who are 18 and over. Yes, we believe in prolonging the pain. So anyway, I've just been blown away. I didn't know what to expect, and from my perspective, I would say that I'm actually very happy with how people have reacted, and I couldn't have asked for more.
So for this record, how did you guys go about as far as the writing? What is it going to be, a concept record, or what is this record mainly going to be about?
Like, you know, I've always wondered about that, and I'd look at Eminem's records, and I'm like, isn't it fucking cool how he started with the Underground LP, right? And he was like, okay, and then he went to Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, the Eminem Show, and Encore, and it was every single record was, you know, a concept, a different character. Yeah. But the music was still different aspects of his life. Just the cover and the concept. If you listen to the songs, it's really not. It's not a record per character, but there are definitely tendencies towards each character on every record. And I was always fascinated by artists who did that. I was like, isn't that fucking cool? But the truth is, I think our process has probably been a bit different and the way I write has been so reactionary to life in general, and the lives that we've had have been so heavily taken up with us being on the road that it's been a bit hard to just sit down and, you know, bash out a concept and
focus
go,
on it, yeah.
in this time and place, this is what it was. So it's generally spread over about 3 years, so the concept itself gets diluted, but the songs remain.
Okay.
So I think it's more the time that it takes for us, just because of our setup, the touring that we've been doing, to actually deliver a concept album. But, you know, I'm hoping that maybe album 3 might have a bit more of that, just because it's exciting and it's fun.
Exactly.
But it's definitely just, you know, shit from my heart.
Do you guys have a tentative title for the album?
Mm-mm.
Still working on that?
Nothing yet. No.
At all?
No.
No ideas?
No ideas whatsoever.
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure?
You know, funny thing is, I never actually think about song titles, album titles, any names. That's why we have a shit band name. But, you know, in the end of the day, I think, it just, when the record's done and it feels the way it feels,
It all flows together.
I'm hoping something will magically come to us. I mean, we had a song called Soho Lights, which we never released. And Nick basically came in one day and was like, why don't we just call the record Soho Lights? And we were going to put Soho Lights on the record, but then we just decided not to one day. And the record was called Soho Lights.
Yeah.
And that was just, you know, by the end of it, we just listened to the record and Nick was like, that feels right. And we're like, yeah, it does. So I suppose the music will dictate everything from this
So we'll
point.
have to wait for that one.
Yeah, because the last record, you know, we rehearsed, and we basically rehearsed in Soho in England, you know, around that area. So, and that's where we'd hang out and all the bars and all our friends were. So Soho Lights kind of fitted, you know, even if the actual song didn't make it or we didn't get to finish it or whatever.
We should put that on
release
the
it.
EP, man.
Yeah, we might.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah, all right. There you go.
So there we go. Another song number 6.
More work.
So we'll have 6 songs then.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's all worth it though.
Yeah.
From the new music that you guys have so far for that record, what one song could you let us know about, and how did you guys go about it?
You know, the first song that comes to mind for some reason is Push Up On Me, just because we were talking about that a minute ago. And that one, I was fucking around in Pro Tools and I wanted to do something with hand claps. And so I just put down some hand claps and then built the beat and just threw something random down. And before I know it, I had the song there and I was like, huh, okay, and left it. Mm-hmm. And then we were in the studio in April recording some stuff, and we recorded stuff quite quickly. So we got to a point where we were like, all right, well, what do we do now? And so I had this song that I always found fun and whatever, and just played it. And somehow it kind of took over quite a lot, and a lot of people started reacting to it and wanting to hear it. And it's become one of our more popular new songs, which is a bit bizarre, but you know, it's definitely interesting how it was an accident. We never intended to record it, just never intended to make it. I was just fucking around.
Yeah, and it's already getting a hype.
That kind of happens if you start with a tune and you're like, right, I'm going to sit down and make an awesome, epic fucking song. Sometimes it just doesn't work. When you sit down, you have something, it's just tongue in cheek, and you just kind of just go with it, just for fun. Sometimes those little ideas blossom into something a lot more interesting. Rather than I'm going to write an epic tune and it's going to be number 1.
And I actually think it's I like the fact that I know that if I sat down, like on another song, I suppose, which we didn't play live too much for the record, I definitely went for guitar, bass and drums in my head to start with, because that's what I had initially and at my disposal and what I heard. And with this particular song, because I was fucking around, the sounds that came out were, you know, it's like a wee-wah kind of bass thing that I got in Reason and just arpeggiated it and moved a few things around. And so because it was a fun project, the sounds are also a bit more unique. And it's all a bit accidental, but it was a happy accident. So, you know, it just comes off a bit more unique when you're messing about and looking for sounds.
Just get out of your comfort zone, and other things come out which you wouldn't normally, you know, if you sit down with a guitar, you're normally going to start, okay, G, and then you go, oh, where should I go from there? And it'll all kind of sound the same.
Yeah.
You could like sit by the piano or grab a xylophone or something, and just something else will come out rather than stuff you've come out with a million times before. Yeah.
Or if you're Nick and you walk into rehearsal, Nick walked into rehearsal one day and he goes, man, I saw this fucking shit indie band last night. It was all like do 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 do, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. And he was like, what? I'm like, do it again. He's like, what? I'm
How did it go, Nick?
That's my voice.
How did it go?
What? What?
What? So I was like, all right.
Knuckles dragging on the ground everywhere.
So, oh my God, get out of my head. So we, blank.
Some indie band I'd seen.
Yeah, and it was just, he just sang this thing, and I was like, oh my God, that's the best thing I've heard. And he's like, wait, I've been working on this awesome bass line. And he's like, boom, I'm like, fuck that. What were you just singing? He's like, the shit indie band. I'm like, yeah. So I picked up the guitar and we just worked it out, and it's a riff that we both really love and we're still going to use. And yeah, it's just really cool. I think that's actually going to be a really good song.
Hopefully.
Seriously.
Hopefully now.
Because Twatface here is like, I'm fucking hating indie band.
I think it's more the tone on their guitars and what. I don't know.
We used to walk into
I
rehearsal.
was in a club hating.
Yeah.
You know, I hate.
It's because you didn't write it the first time.
Yeah, exactly. I missed out. What can I say?
You guys still promote and everything on your own. You guys also run your own label. So what was the reason for choosing to do that on your own at an early age and not, consider going with an actual label?
Well, to be honest with you, we recorded our own record, paid for it ourselves, and owned it. Mm-hmm. So we're sitting here with this record, and then Kevin Lyman was fucking amazing and said, come play Warped Tour. Or apparently I called him and said, oi cunt, I want to play Warped Tour, which I don't remember, but according to him, that's what happened. He's like, you called me a cunt. Oh. I was like, what? So
most bands would be off the bill straight away.
No, he's just an awesome dude, and he was very, very good to us, and he brought us out on Warped Tour, and we thought, okay. We also had Kent, who's NoFX's manager, who was our booking agent at the time, primary booking, and he hooked us up with Bad Religion and Pennywise and got us some tours. So we were sitting there going, okay, we've got European tours at the moment, which, Fat Mike brought us out with NoFX and Me First and the Gimme Gimmes in Europe, and we played with the Bouncing Souls, and then we had the US coming, where we had South by Southwest, Bad Religion, Pennywise, and Warped Tour lined up, and a potential slot with Lagwagon on the
No big deal.
MXP. No, but this was our year, right? So we're looking at this year, and we have this record, and we go, okay, why would we sign to a label? And it would be because they would put in a lot of marketing money. They would put us on the road. They would get us good tours. And we spoke to the labels, and ultimately, the major labels wanted 360 deals, which, is fine if you're in that position. But when you already own the record and you already have the tours lined up where you're going to be generating cash to live, keep going, and fund your own marketing, it doesn't always make sense to give everything away to a label and then have to buy the records back just to sell them on the road. Yeah. So we spoke to a bunch of labels who were like, we want 50% of your publishing. We want to, which to me is ludicrous. We want, you can buy your records for $6 a piece and sell them on Warped Tour. And I was like, okay, with all due respect, some of those labels couldn't have done as much work as we did for ourselves. You guys did. And not because we're arrogant cunts, just because we were very lucky. We had these tours lined up, and they're tours that, their label bands weren't getting. So we were just really blessed and really lucky, and we thought, okay, well, we can either make life harder for this record by trying to negotiate for 3 months and then have all the complications of red tape. Yeah. Or we can say, we've done this record, let's put it out, let's tour it our own way, we'll fund our own marketing, we'll do our own thing, we know we work hard, we know we're down for it. And then on the next record, because that record had already gotten quite old for us, we were already on our, 5th year by the time it came out, we're like, we just need to put this record to bed. If we sign to a label and they then want us to keep touring it and touring it and touring it and marketing it for another 3 years, we might lose our minds and go crazy. Yeah, exactly. So there were so many different reasons as to why we felt we should just go for it, put the record out, and then move on to another record. And we always said, okay, if the right team comes along with a good offer, I don't mind if it's a major label, an independent label, if it's your mum. If it's a good deal and it works for us and it works for how we want to progress, the team are enthusiastic and they're ready to work, we'd be open to the deal. And I think now that we have a clean slate and a brand new record, which we haven't completed and we haven't already planned the tours, we're a lot more open to that. So that's the long...
You guys have been getting a lot of doors open. You just did a soundtrack with Blue Crush as well. So how did that come about?
We just told you this over McDonald's. Just joking.
Didn't you press record?
I forgot to.
That was the start.
Someone actually asked to put Road to Paradise on a compilation that went around in the film industry, and a director heard the song. the music supervisor looked into the band and had heard of the band and liked the band, and we got a call and asked to do some things, and we just hit it off with the crew, and they flew us out to LA. They flew me out to LA, and Nick and I worked over the internet to get this done, which is a lot of fun. It was actually very easy. Between the two of us, we've developed a nice little Pro Tools session we've got going online. So yeah, basically that's what we did. I just came out to LA and wrote a track a day for 5 days, and Nick and I recorded them in those 5 days, and it was done to the scenes. And we're very lucky that the Blue Crush team really liked the stuff and wanted to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, because you can get asked to do things and then people are like, okay, it's not working out. So
yeah, exactly.
It's half the battle to get asked to do it, but it's definitely a whole other half to actually execute. So we're very lucky that they liked the songs and used them.
We were lucky as well. They kind of liked the fact that we could get them a song back within the next day, 2 days or whatever. You know, they could see where it would sit in the film. Because of the setup we had and how we worked, it was literally like, here's a song, okay, build it up, bang, 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 record it, send it back, and they had it there. So like, oh, okay, well, see what you can do with this scene or whatever. So we had a quick turnaround, which meant we could do more, you know, so. But
at the same time, it was done in my hotel room at the Hilton. So I remember when I got a call from the director and his assistant, and they were like, hey, oh, sorry, Mike Elliott. Yes, Mike, if you're around, we need to send you this thing. Does it rock? So I would get a call from the director every other day. He was like, does it rock? And I was like, what the fuck? This guy sounds like he's jacking off every time he calls. So anyway, he's like, listen, we want to come and like check out some music because like you've been here for 5 minutes and you know, the Universal execs want to come down. Is that cool? And I was like, fuck no. Like, it's my hotel room. And I've been here, I had 5 songs to play them at the time, but I wasn't sure how anyone would react. So they all just packed into my hotel room, and security started complaining about the noise. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was just a very fun experience with random people. And the Blue Crush 2 crew are fantastic. Such wonderful guys. And we just had the best time doing it.
And how was it, you know, you were looking at the scenes and writing the music, so how was that hard for you? How did that go about?
I'm actually surprised to find that it's something I really enjoy doing, and it's one of the easier facets of writing, I think, because in a way you're given so much material to work with, whether it's just a brief, and I find that, you know, if I see a scene, I hear a song that would go with it, and it's usually the first thing I hear. So I make a point to, you know, if anybody, I get sent songs sometimes to write for, you know, 14-year-old sluts or whatever, and it's like, this girl wants to be like Kesha, she wants to be a slut, she's 14, and seriously, all you managers, you're not original. Every single one of you has a 14-year-old slut you're trying to push, just so you know. And on the writer's end, we've all heard it. Yeah, they're all sluts, and all the songs are subliminally about anal sex, so watch your backs. But, you know, you basically have, different ways of writing. Sometimes you get sent a beat. Sometimes you get asked to just write a song. Sometimes you get sent footage. Sometimes you get a brief. And I find that I don't listen to any of it, and I don't look at any of it until I'm ready to work. And then I just do the first thing that comes to my mind, because I think that's the most organic thing that comes out. And so far, touch wood, we've been lucky enough that that's worked for us. So I don't know if it's the most consistent approach, but I know that what I do is definitely, I have a way of doing things, and it works for me so far. So, yeah. What
else do you guys have going on right now, aside from the recording?
I think we're going to be back in September doing some more shows, you know, playing some more of the new stuff. So that'd be exciting. So yeah, be getting ready for that, really. Yeah, looking forward to it.
For now, we're focusing on building our team, our management, our online staff, you know, all of that. And then when that's all ready, the record's done, it sounds right, we'll drop everything at the same time.